Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Pain Index. Well, let's get straight down to it. The Predator. I enjoyed the movie. Like I said, Shane Black is a director and writer who's a double-edged sword, like I said before. You can love him and hate him at the same time. Let's get down to the cons. I'll do the pros later. The cons, everything CG in the movie fucking sucked. The fucking upgrade Predator looks like shit. They couldn't do a close-up of him because the CG. The CG was so bad. It's like everybody gives shit to Predators. They give shit to that movie. They say, oh, you know, the war and factions, this and that. I didn't like the Predators. Well, the Predators and Predators is actual people in suits. The Berserker Predator looked amazing. But you have the upgrade Predator who looks like shit. So it just doesn't make sense, man. Like, I really don't understand. Like, I'm pretty sure Studio ADI did the practical, because in the beginning of the movie you had the fugitive Predator just go around, just start hacking motherfuckers up, and he looked great. You know, like, I'm pretty sure they used some CG to make the mandibles move on the mask of the fugitive Predator in the beginning. Like, he bit that dude's face and he bit the dude's arm and all that stuff. So I'm like, oh, cool. You know, they use a little bit practical effects for the fugitive Predator. I'm pretty sure they hid some of the seams in the costume on the fugitive Predator with CG. But the fugitive Predator escape was fucking 100% why they should have kept it practical. But let's go back to cons. The cons, the Predator sucked. All the CG sucked. Like, close-up should have been practical. Far away shots should have been CG. Did they learn anything from Jurassic Park? I don't get that. Like, the Predator is popular because of the practicality of it, the costumes, the designs. Like, the fact that this had that CG monstrosity is insulting to all of the history of Predators, all the movies. But I still think this is better than AVP and AVPR. But that's just my opinion. So, Olivia Munn was just an object in the film. Funny how she said in Deadpool, she didn't want to be cast in Deadpool. She just didn't want to be the girlfriend who was just a plot device. Well, in here, she was a doctor who was a plot device. You know, like, she's an idiot. She had a tranq dart and was running after the Predator. The Predator was booking it. Fugitive Predator was out. That dude was fucking Ghost. And she eventually got on top of a bus. Hold on. This is... hold on. I'm trying to think about all of the other shit that pissed me off I saw in that movie. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, the end sequence was just weird. It was just... You had... Fucking... How can I say? The end sequence was just very weird. You just got like... How can I say it? Just... Fuck. How can I say it? See, I might have lost the words now. And plus, the inclusion of a little kid was weird. It's like they having a movie like that with a little kid as a main focus. Like, good thing is, like, from what I understand, the original script had more of a little kid in it, but they took most of that shit out, so that saved the movie. But damn, man, it's like, it's a good Predator movie, but it could have been better. Just no more CG, man. Just come on, you guys. I understand y'all lazy, y'all want to cut corners, but fuck that, CG murdered it. Let's talk about the pros, because I can't remember any other cons, so I guess that's a good thing. The pros, they show the beginning of the film had two Predators going at each other in the dog fight. Fugitive Predator shoots something, tears a rift in space, flies through it. Boom. gets to Earth, crash. Then you had the whole beginning with Lloyd Holbrook, whatever his name is. I just call him the Reaver from Logan. It's a scene where he's invisible and what's her name hits him with his own weapons. Then a body gets chopped in half that's hanging from the tree, and you see the Predator cloaked. And you see blood just dripping on the cloaked Predator. He opens his eyes and he just sees the Predator eyes. It's like, oh yeah, shit's about to get real, baby. And it looks so cool, because I'm pretty sure that was practical, because the eyes didn't look so plastic. So I think that was practical. I'm not too sure, but if it was CG, they did a good job. Then the whole fugitive Predator himself, I wish they would have showed him a little bit longer. He was such a badass, but the way they used him was just fucking great in the beginning. Like, they, you know how in all the Predator films they'll talk about, oh, the Predators are agile creatures, the best at everything. The Predator was fucking quick. He was going in and out, doing parkour. Shit was dope. He didn't have any of his other technology, so he had to go out the hard way. So he murdered every motherfucker that picked up a weapon in front of him. That Predator breakout scene is possibly one of my favorite Predator scenes in a Predator movie. Like, he picked up some chick one-handed and used her as a human shield, Nino Brown style, at the wedding. He picked up just like that and just started going crazy. He picked up a gun, and the way he was just John Wicking people with a rifle. You seen a Predator with a fucking assault rifle. That was amazing. The fugitive Predator was more of a threat to the humans than the upgrade Predator. Upgrade Predator was just a plot MacGuffin, as some people would like to use. It's like, oh, we gotta be scared, this and that. The little kid is special, you know. And the little kid is like, you know, we know he's whatever. That's another con. Sorry, I already said that. Let's not talk about the con and the pro. So after that, you know, you meet the one thing I did like is the group, the Loonies. I hear a lot of complaining about the Loonies. People's like, oh, it's too much joking and comedy. It's like, it's a group of people that, these people have been going to the same rehab center for months and years now, basically. They all know each other. Of course, they're going to be cool making dumb jokes, stuff like that. And people's like, Keegan-Michael Key jokes too much. They said that he friendly fired and killed 6 of his people by mistake. And then you get a scene where Thomas Jane is consulting him. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. He does this. He does this once in a while a lot. And Keegan-Michael Key was bursting in tears, crying. So most likely he's like, you know, the PTSD hitting him. So, you know, he's like shaking and crying. Everybody's like, oh. And then you had Wisconsin, whose middle name is Gaylord or some shit like that. Wisconsin was a badass. Yep, smoking the cigarettes and all that. Wisconsin was a real badass, man. I liked him a lot. He was Lloyd Holbrook's breacher. Like, that dude was just coming in there handling shit, and he lobotomized the Predator dog, which was cool. You have some Spanish dude who believes in God. That you had I forgot his name, but he got his penis chopped off in Game of Thrones, and in John Wick he played the son. Alfie, what? I forgot his name, but you know, we all know him as a dickless one. So him, he was cool. He didn't have that much lines, but I'm pretty sure he had more lines than Olivia Munn. Everybody did. Olivia Munn was just fucking annoying. I want my space animal. Like, you're a fucking scientist, man. Why are you saying space animal? She shot herself in the foot with a tranq. She was comic relief in the movie. Like, Olivia Munn, like, woman, why? So then you have who else? The Spanish dude, Thomas Jane, had Tourette's. He was awesome. There's a scene where they lit the Predator on fire, and Thomas Jane went full Punisher on a Predator and just jumped on a dude and started shanking him in the fucking face. That shit was dope. Like to see the Punisher just shanking the fucking Predator was good. Like, and people was like, I don't understand why they cast fucking these people as loonies. They look like convincing soldiers, and Shane Black looks like a soldier from the first one. The Spanish dude, I forget his name, but he was in Miami Vice, I believe, the show, or one of those shows. But does he look like a convincing soldier? Someone that look like he's a badass that kills a lot of people? I rest my point, you know. So yeah, like, The Loonies were cool. I like their teamwork. You know, like I love what they did with the Loonies. They did their thing. You know, they held it down. They were a team. Yeah. And the scene when they was in the house when his wife, played by that Yvonne chick, I keep forgetting her name, but when she told him a story about his background stuff, so he's maybe a shitty father, but he's a good soldier. And dude walks out, everybody's like, you know what? The Spanish dude was like, you know, he called me a pussy, so you know, I didn't like your story, but I'm just gonna go because he called me a pussy, and nobody called me a pussy. And she tried to do that inspirational speech, and people was just like, all right, cool, sitting back down, eating pickles and watching TV, and they just like completely ignored it. But it, you know, certain things like that. So yeah, the movie is good. I think you should watch it. I think you guys should watch the movie. And at the end, like, they fucking doing this whole the Predator suit of armor. When I was in the theater, people complaining, oh, how the Predator's gonna make humans a Predator armor. I said, that armor was made for the Predators at first. You can tell because it has the whole thing, the tentacles covering their tentacles, stuff like that. So, you know, they basically gave the humans a Predator weapon, a super Predator weapon. So I'm pretty sure on the planet, those Predators, the Predators will have more of those armors. The armor look cool. It look really cool. It's like some, you know, it's like it looks dope. It's just like the CG made it look too much like a video game. But I think you guys should see it. You know, it's better than AVPR. The movie's very enjoyable, and the bond between the Loonies. The reason why they joke so much because they're friends. That's why. Friends joke around a lot. Me, the old dirty, and the Mo dirty joke around a lot too. I say stupid shit all the time, but when the time comes, we'll get it done. Like, yeah, it's a good movie. Well, enough of me talking. Holla.